Good morning. Let's do sports here on the AM show. I am Muftau Nabila Abdullah, and we start with some politics. And George Afriyie filed his appeal on Monday following the decision of the Ghana Football Association Elections Committee to disqualify him from contesting for the position of a president of the Ghana Football Association. Well, there was some drama at the secretariat of the football governing body when his representatives arrived at the secretariat. Well, initially, the security men had denied them entry into the Football Association, and when they were finally granted access, the receptionist was also reluctant to receive their appeal forms. Let's take a look at what transpired before we provide you the background stories of what has brought you here.
Or you have to receive. You enter that so time, these people brought this. And then yours is only to receive. We don't care who after you leave, but yours is only to receive. That is all. What we are doing is everything.
Let's talk about it when she can get away now. Go on, my game, go to a quarter, 2 like I said, my quarter. Now, send me the time I was up, need a second, but I'm not talking about it.
Very Caribbean. I've been feeding my back. That is what is important, not the video. Can you document no Muji? Can I call? Muzo and Ghana, I'm okay 20 minutes back.
Oh, what's what I'm machine? I want to come out, wasn't there?
Well, literally what transpired was that the receptionist was reluctant to receive the appeal forms which were being submitted by the representatives of George Afriyie following the decision of the Elections Committee to disqualify him from the presidential race. However, the receptionist was trying to make some calls to get an understanding of what she was supposed to do. Well, the claims of George Afriyie representatives are that when they went there to file their nomination form to contest for the position of president, she was the very person who gave them the nomination form to fill. So it was quite surprising that in an attempt to file their appeal, this same receptionist was refusing to accept the document. Well, there was a gentleman there who had asked them whether they were here to fight, and what they said was, no, it's not about fight. The right thing she has to do is just to take it, fill a form, and let everyone know that yes, we're here at this time to file our appeal, and it has been entered. So later, it took one of the senior staffs of the Ghana Football Association, Caroline, to come and pick the forms. But the receptionist, she did not take the forms. And also claims are that when she made phone calls on whether to accept the forms, she was told not to pick them up. And it was Caroline, a senior staff of the Ghana Football Association, who came to take the forms as George Afriyie officially files his appeal. You would recall that on Saturday, Joy Sports published that he had filed an appeal and a notice of appeal, and Monday he only went there to submit the hard copies. But the submission that was made on Friday was a soft copy. One of the things he's claiming is that the GFA Elections Committee, what they did was a breach of natural justice and also fair hearing. And he's also fighting the decision of the Elections Committee to state that Victory Warriors FC, the football club, that someone filed a petition to the Elections Committee telling them that Geoffrey Asare, who signed as a director of the club, was not a director, and that was what was used to disqualify him. He's fighting that because he says that documents to that effect that Geoffrey Asare was given the license to sign for George Afriyie and endorse his form. But now let's hear from President of the Ghana Football Association, Kurt Okreku, who has been speaking about the low patronage of Ghana Premier League matches. He's called on clubs to ensure that they do the right things to be able to attract fans to the various match stadia.
Let us also think about how we're going to bring our 12th man back to football. Our 12th man is our fun. We call our 12th man our supporter. It is the collective responsibility of all of us here in Gardet to play our respective parts in ensuring that as we dine and wine, as we celebrate, we do this knowing very well that we have a role to play in bringing back the 12th man of football. This is our challenge in the new season. This is my challenge to every club owner. This is my challenge to every CEO. This is my challenge to all our general managers, general administrators of our football clubs, whether in the Premier League, in coast leagues, in women's leagues, in the Division 1 league across the country. Some of our fans have become passive. We need to make them active. Some of the active ones need encouragement to stay being active. And most importantly, all of us have a collective responsibility to deliver new funds to football. Where are the ladies in football? We need to go after them. Where are the young kids in football? We need to go after them. It is my responsibility. It is also your responsibility.
Later today, the Black Stars will come up against Liberia in an international friendly as they kickstart preparations for the African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire next year. Some players have been censured by supporters or football fans, and Samuel Inkom, a former player of the senior national team, has called on Ghanaians to not over-criticize the players. According to him, it is important that the players are given the necessary support to give up their best to the country.
I want to say a big congrats to them. Well done. Both the team, the playing body, the technical team, and management, and FA as well. I have to say a big thank you to them because they have done what Ghanaians were looking for. And I think we don't have to go to the extent that start blaming individual players, especially Baba Rahman.
Let's talk about the Baba Rahman subject. I mean, Baba Rahman, in the Qatar, World Cup, made a few blunders, and at certain points as well, set up play for goals and all of that. Yeah. Now, what do you make of the criticism leveled, against him in particular?
Yeah, I want to talk too much about this boy because we shouldn't forget that he's young. He has so much time to develop. He got injured, if I'm not wrong. He was loaned up and down. Now he has got a permanent club that he's playing. And I believe that this left back have big future, in my opinion. It will take time for him to get his rhythm. Even the game that we played in Kumasi, he was not bad. He was not bad at all, in my opinion. Because at the end of the day, what are we looking for? We have to play as a team, and no player will play extra because the coach have given them instructions what to do on the pitch. And I think before the second half, he was even overlapped. He was going in front. The kind of style that we play as a Ghana team, if you have a striker like we're having Jan, we know Jan is good in the air. Jan is proper finisher, And if the service are not going, do you expect Inaki to score? It's impossible. We have to give them a good service. That is why I love Baba Rahman when I see him going forward. In my opinion, I think it's a young chap that we have to take our time for him. We have to encourage him. We have to give him confidence for him to play. Because of that game, he was my best player, to be honest.
He was your best player on the day?
In my opinion, he was we don't have to damn the spirit of the players.
Samuel Nkunde, quite an interesting thing. As Baba Rahman was booed, Ali Duseidu, he had applause from the same supporters at Baba Sports last week, Thursday. And he's been speaking about playing for the national team, and he says it is a pleasure to wear the national colors. Let's talk some golf now. And over the weekend, Ghana Commercial Bank, in partnership with the UK Chamber of Commerce, organized a golf tournament at the Achimota Golf Club, and in honor of their 70th anniversary, which is being celebrated. My colleague Elo Benaya Dafiamapo was there and comes through with this report.
As part of honoring its member, the UK-Ghana Chamber of Commerce, together with Enterprise Group and Voltec Ghana, came together to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the Ghana Commercial Bank at the Achimota Golf Club. Speaking to Joy Sports, Executive Director of the UK-Ghana Chamber of Commerce, Ajoba Chiama, revealed that using golf to help celebrate a member was a no-brainer due to the reputation of the sport.
The UK-Ghana Chamber of Commerce is a member-based association, and we operate on the 3 platforms of networking, advocacy and trade services. And so throughout the year, we organize several networking events, and today's golf tournament is one of such. You know that business people like to play golf, and so as a business association, we aim to provide the sort of events that business people like to participate in. And GCB Bank PLC is a valued member of our chamber. It is a platinum member. It is an iconic Ghanaian institution, and having existed for 70 years in the market, supporting the Ghanaian economy, it was a no-brainer for us to partner with them to host today's golf tournament.
Emmanuel Odati Lamte, who is the Deputy Managing Director of Operations of GCB, promised his outfit will continue to provide its customers with the best banking experience.
We are here to stay. We have a resilient balance sheet, and the game of golf is about resilience and tenacity. That is why we thought it wise to have the celebration with our customers and golfers as part of our 70th anniversary celebration. What we bring on board is actually our strengths. Our strengths over the years has been the personal experience. Anytime customers interact with us, either through our sales or service interactions, it's the personal touch that we bring to the table. Going forward, our customers can expect more of that. We will deepen our relationship with our customers, seek to proactively understand their needs, and provide the right solutions that helps them meet their objectives.
Now we do some fun games, and in Fancy Piman at Addis Ababa College, the 2 former students of the schools decided to come together to organize fun games, and there's more in the following report.
The annual event is aimed at bringing old boys of the 2 schools together on a friendly and social platform, with sports identified as a platform to achieve the intended results, while also involving current students. The theme for this year's event was Beyond the Rivalry, Uniting Through Sports. Old boys of the 2 schools thrilled spectators at the Burma Camp Sports Complex with sporting activities on the day. Football, table tennis, lawn tennis and basketball were among the games that took place during this year's event, with year groups playing each other. Infantipim claimed victory over Addis Ababa in the table tennis and basketball events. In the alumni's basketball game, Infantipim won with a 36-33 scoreline, before the current school team also claimed a 63-40 win over Addisco's current school team. The 1970s, 1980s and 1990s year groups were also involved in a penalty shootout in the football event, which saw Addis Ababa claim 2 victories while Infantipim recorded 1. The 2000s year group of Addis Ababa also handed Infantipim Old Boys a 5-0 defeat in a 7-a-side football game. Co-chairman of the planning committee and an old student of Infantipim, Kojo Morgan, said it was good to reconnect with old friends once again after several years.
I think it's all about, like you said, the bond. It's a solid bond. And this is something that started in Cape Coast. We in 1876, they in 1910. But somehow we have always respected each other. No doubt about it, there's a rivalry. When you have sports, but I tell you, some of the best friends are from both schools. You see, I mean, I've known this gentleman for how many years now? Yes, and we're very, very, very good friends, you see. So we don't carry it beyond, you see. Rather, we look at how we can harness that, that potential, so that we can get something good out of it.
Said Jojome, also a co-chairman of the planning committee and an old student of Adisadel, expressed his delight with the attendance at the sports complex for this year's event after a 5-year absence.
Frankly, if you ask me, quite impressive. We know we could have made a little more of the crowd, especially knowing the organization we put behind it. But we admit that the rains, we here have been on the outskirts of Accra. But you look at the crowd, very impressive. And for me, the attendance is good. And I think that we are happy that the corporates came along, and then we believe that they benefited from it. I've asked a couple of their sponsors, and they're showing great interest in the fact that this is a good organization, and they think that they want to be part of it. And for me, that's a big deal.
The games was climaxed with a football fixture between the current school teams of the two schools, where Infantipe proved too good for Adisadel as they claimed a 3-0 victory. Other activities that took place included a Jama session, musical session from the regimental bands of both schools, as well as health screening.
That's your sports for the morning, but you can head on to myjoyonline.com and read some more sports stories. But before I go, let me say a very happy birthday to one of our light technicians, Isaac Amwa, who celebrates his day today. And we pray that everything you desire in life will manifest. We appreciate your time.